We go into the barrel with Betty Lou. An absolute hammer of a finishing move.
Professional surfing is a head-to-head sport contested in the raw power of the untamed ocean.
Yeah, 30 minutes, yeah.
You know, you've got giant waves coming in, what looks to be just like a whiteout.
Unless you're a pro surfer, you have no idea how difficult surfing really is.
That was insane.
I knew I was either gonna die or have the best turn of my life.
What was that?
How much talent, determination, strategy, and grit it takes to succeed.
Turn, be ready, go for that day.
The WSL Championship Tour is surfing's biggest stage.
It's a high-pressure game fought to the very last second.
This may be the number for Griff. Airdrops into it.
What a way to turn the heat.
Right, looking at that last turn, just going,
Thank you.
An emotional ride full of wild winds and disappointing defeats.
You can see the disappointment right there. Wow, what a mistake.
But what sets surfing apart from other sports is the indescribable feeling of being a surfer.
Every time you hit the water, you can leave everything else behind. It's just pure freedom.
chill.
Don't do anything crazy.
Today we take you to the North Shore of Oahu for an inside look at the 2024 Hurley Pro Sunset Beach.
It's the sunset. Yeah, it's going to be a test for everyone, eh? Just kind of competitor against the ocean, I think, today.
Well, day one is on here at the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach.
The feeling of surfing is you can get the best wave of your life, and unlike other things where there's satisfaction, I mean, you are satisfied to have ridden the wave, but it's a motivation to come back and do it again.
The second stop of the WSL Championship Tour takes place at Sunset Beach, a performance big wave, a traditional surf spot that favors competitors who find comfort in heavy water.
I love Sunset Beach. The feeling you get when you get a good wave at sunset after, I don't know, getting pounded is just an amazing feeling.
Gabby, two-time semifinalist out here, power surfing just like that.
It's difficult, I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard.
The challenges with Sunset Beach. Competing at Sunset Beach is super hard. The speed and the power of it, and there's not really any other wave in the world quite like it, how fast you get going out there.
It's so raw. It's in the middle of the ocean. You're getting swells from different directions. It's a very confusing lineup. It almost reminds me of like a football field.
Sunset Beach hosted the first ever championship tour event in 1976 and has long stood out as an old school test of big wave power surfing.
It holds a lot of power and strength out here. It's not, you know, this high performance, perfect wave.
You've got to test those water person skills. You got to read the ocean. You got to read the changing conditions.
It is one place where competitors are less worried about what the other person is doing and more focused on the ocean.
Molly gets in there. Molly is still in there. Holy moly, she was so deep.
Women's professional surfing is currently making history with a radical generational shift.
Women's surfing is in this moment right now. We're talking about Betty Lucicura Johnson, Molly Picklum, Caitlin Simmers, Caroline Marks even. This next generation of young women is looking up at the glass ceiling and seeing the way that the generations of women before them have put some cracks in it.
Steph Gilmore taking a year off, and then all of a sudden Chris Moore stepping away from competition. That's a big space. It's just empty.
But the new generation's coming.
Without Chris and Steph, I think it's still gonna be really gnarly, especially with all the younger girls. I think we just really wanna like smoke everybody.
This new generation don't lack confidence, and we're all gonna push each other like crazy.
Going now. Good luck. To have this new generation step up, it's a monumental shift.
Here goes Katie Simmers pulling in, huge backdoor section, and she reappears.
Katie Simmers charged her way to the biggest win in women's surfing history to date.
Katie Simmers is your champion of the Lexus Pipe Pro presented by Yeti.
Pipeline for the girls.
The finals day at Pipe will go down in history as one of the most remarkable days that's ever happened. For the women to finally be given a platform showing the world that this is their time.
Katie Simmers is so good at what she does that she is confidently rolling through pipeline. Now she's going to come out here at Sunset with that confidence and probably put it to work.
Simmers is now #1 in the world, and the 18-year-old pulls on the yellow leaders jersey here at Sunset Beach.
Caitlin Simmers going into the round of 16.
This last year, I've been trying to just focus on Sunset in particular. I've been feeling really good in the free surfs, way better than last year.
If this is a sign of things to come for the year ahead, I mean, look out. But I think she's got her work cut out for her because someone like Molly Picklum is super dedicated in every aspect.
Wow, what a way. And again,
This generation now of professional women are elevating the sport with their unprecedented abilities to perform in big, powerful surf.
The bar has been raised. Betty Sakura Johnson, Molly Picklum, and Katie Simmers all perform at levels that we have not seen women's surf pipeline, not just in free surfs, in competition.
These two want to beat each other more than anything, but also they want to get bombs as well.
My goals for 2024 are set pretty high. My goal is definitely to win an event.
Betty Lou just lunging into daylight. What an easy make.
The journey to getting to that win is what makes it more exciting. That really pushes me to figure it out and get where I want to be.
Betty Lou is all fireworks.
She's a great competitor.
Molly putting her head down, grabs the rail of the pipeline, pulls up and under. She's still going and gets the exit.
She's hard to beat.
She's crazy.
She's feisty. I'm spicy.
She's like gonna do whatever she wants to get what she wants, and then all of us are like, well, we'll do that too then. I genuinely feel that with Katie and Betty Lou and myself. I've got to stay on my A game for life now, because it's not gonna be easy to win, I don't think, ever now in women's surfing.
Barron, grabbing rail pipeline, deep section here, looking for the exit. Barron, Ahmed Mamia!
Give it up for your Lexus Pipe Pro 2024 champion, Barron Mamia!
Wow, what a statement. Like he was untouchable.
Barron Mamia is the first event winner of 2024, and with his victory at Pipeline, he is now the rankings leader. This North Shore local will be wearing the yellow jersey here at Sunset.
Interestingly enough, he's worn the yellow jersey before, and that's when he was a wild card, and he won his first event at Sunset Beach.
I'm just trying to focus on myself. I'm not trying to let all this stuff get to me. I just want to go out and surf some heats and have some fun, and I'm at home still, so I'm just trying to enjoy my time at home.
After monumental wins at Pipeline, Barron Mamia and Katie Simmers are the current rankings leaders. But can they hold on to their yellow jerseys in the wild waves here at Sunset Beach?
I felt like I was lost at sea, like I've never surfed this wave before.
I just limit my expectations to literally getting nothing.
Really only gonna have one chance. Is this it?
Felipe Toledo is the reigning two-time world champion. The Brazilian's year started with a disappointing performance at Pipeline.
All eyes on Toledo to set the pace for the tour. He's always been the king of high performance. He's always have to deal with critics saying that this is where he needs to improve.
Sometimes if you do have that exterior pressure, then, it comes creeping into your head.
Here we go, Felipe, 6:30 to go.
First wave of the season, it's just an up and out, and that hurts. He's gonna be in the elimination round later on today.
We saw Felipe Toledo in his heat looking out of sorts, and we did get the news that Felipe is under the weather right now.
We had the withdrawal from Felipe due to illness, and we've gone straight into Heat 2. We've now got 3 heats of this elimination round.
Achieving the heights he has in surfing has been a long and difficult road for the world's most progressive surfer.
My name is Felipe Toledo. I'm 28 years of age, and I'm from Ubatuba, Brazil.
Felipe Toledo is going to fall out of the title race.
I think that was the trigger for me. It got me really beat up. being 100% parent, you know, when I'm home, and 100% professional surfer and Felipe Toledo when I'm away. That's one really hard thing to do, you know, so that's probably the biggest thing that I'm trying to get better at.
It's amazing how dominant he is in certain waves. He is almost unbeatable at times.
When he's on in conditions like this, he's the best surfer in the world. He's so exciting.
That one turn was not a turn from an 18-year-old. Come on, that's a turn we expect from a man.
I think sometimes you can forget how young he was when he qualified, how quickly he was in the global spotlight, becoming a father very young. There's a lot more that he was carrying with him on tour that nobody else saw. He finally had a part of his career where he started breaking down, and he had to look at himself and figure out how to find joy again.
Yeah, I went from a young surfer, you know, like having a dream to be on tour, but at the same time not really understanding how big that dream was. Major sponsors, bigger contracts, my own house, my own bills, and, you know, supporting my family. You know, it was hard to understand all that.
What do you feel is motivating you to win another world title?
Frick, that's a good question. Never thought about it.
Good morning, everybody. This is the Sambazon Dawn Patrol here on opening day for stop number 2 of the season. We got to get right into the big news that we just heard from Felipe Toledo's camp. Toledo released the following statement on social media. It is with a heavy heart that I announce today that I'm withdrawing for the remainder of the 2024 Championship Tour season. In the past, I've been honest about some of my challenges, not only with injuries, but also with mental health. Competing at the highest level for the past decade has taken a toll on me, and I need a break to recover for the next chapter of my career.
Very good. Have fun up there.
Of course, it was a hard decision for me. You know, it took me a few days to realize that, oh, this is actually happening. I was just, you know, giving priority to myself. Like, I don't want to, but I need to. Just, you know, live 1 year pressure-free and relax, surf, enjoy the family, and come back to you guys next year.
Toledo plans to return to the championship tour in 2025. His exit from competition will open a massive hole at the top of the sport.
Yes, you. Thank you so much.
As the men's competition begins at Sunset Beach, the Hawaiian Islands are under a high surf advisory, meaning the waves are in the XXL range, and there's a possibility of dangerous rogue sets that are just too big to ride. They'd be washing right through the lineup.
It's gnarly. Big, giant Sunset Beach. Wash throughs the entire channel, closing out. You're not surfing against your competitor. You're surfing for survival.
Oh, he lost his jersey. All the power of the wave just ripped that off, as you see it right there.
Oh, yeah, I'm going for it. Sunset's a personal wave, and you really do have to take it as a challenge against Mother Nature, and it's just all about your connection on that day with that wave.
It can really expose you if you haven't spent time out here. And maybe even more so if you don't have a connection with the place. It's easy to get lost in this lineup, especially when it's big.
Jack Robinson is a competitor who excels in giant surf. This Western Australian smoothly navigates the wild conditions and is an early round standout.
Jack on a big bowling section, how about that?
That's just Jack magic, finding waves that doesn't really exist on the lineup.
Jack Robinson, we're going to see him on finals day.
Actually, maybe one of the hardest heats I've surfed in a long time. I just felt like I was going to spew the whole heat. This is what I live for. You got to do it.
Kanoa Igarashi is known as a smart, calculated competitor. This young Japanese surfer has cracked the code on winning heats in these wild, tricky conditions.
Here we go. This is Kanoa Igarashi going for the barrel. He's in and he comes out.
Kanoa moving on into the round of 16.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to come in today saying it was easy. You know, the ocean's really just controlling you.
Brazilian surf fans are everywhere. They are loud, animated, and exceptionally passionate. Italo Ferreira amps it up for the rowdy crowd with a solid backhand performance.
This is what I'm talking about. Nice barrel right there for him. Coming out, muscle through it, and finish it off strong.
A relieved Italo Ferreira that earned him a spot on finals day.
Jordy Smith is an excellent example of matching power with power, and the big South African is looking strong on this challenging day.
Jordy Smith's always looked incredible at Sunset. Experience paying it off for Jordy. Two-turn combination for his 717. Jordy is into the quarterfinals.
With 10 to 12 foot surf, maxing out winds, and washing machine conditions, John Florence gets fired up at Sunset Beach.
John on his first strike finds the inside bowl at Sunset. Here we go, John. Pulls in, deep section, traveling, coming out.
Fin bending layback hat from John Florence.
Just showing so much variation, so much power, so much control as well. Going into finals day is going to be definitely the pick to beat.
As this extra-large northwest swell continues to pump, two popular Californian surfers prepare to face off.
Griffin and Kanoa have battled against each other since they were little kids.
All of those moments that they had throughout their years, they bring it into this.
Check out this day. Absolute paradise for the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach.
Sunset Beach is a waterman's wave. It's open ocean power breaking over a football field-sized reef that's a good 10-minute paddle from the beach. Unique to this competition, athletes are allowed coaches and caddies to assist them in the water.
For the caddies can have one board, so he knows the drill.
Once you get out into the lineup, it turns into a whole new world. You're so far out in the channel. There's so much current, there's so much happening out there that your caddies and your coaches can actually sit out there with extra surfboards. So if you break a leash or you break a board or a fin, you can switch it out in the lineup. In a lot of circumstances, the caddies are the coaches as well. So they'll kind of spit some information at them and words of encouragement, getting their mind ready and settled for the next round of paddling back out to huge Sunset and get them ready to catch another wave.
We got Adriano de Souza. This man's a world champion right here. He's out here for layup or Avanti at the moment. We got Luke Egan over here. He's got Cole in his corner. So it's just amazing to see the knowledge and all the depth that these caddies can bring to these surfers out here in the lineup.
A wave like Sunset is a wave where you need a coach more than anywhere on tour. You know, you're literally in the water with your athlete. You're, screaming at him.
Kanoa Igarashi, mid-face carve.
Jake the Snake Patterson in the water as his caddy and his coach.
Jake has been a life mentor for me. It's really cool to have him in my corner. He really shaped the way I compete and shaped the way I surf. The first wave I catch today, I come out of a barrel and I kick out, and he's the first person I see, and we high-five while I was on the wave. So it kind of just goes to show the chemistry that we have, and we kind of just laughed at each other, and we're just like, oh, this is so fun.
Last 4 of red white. Last of red white is 633.
That's one turn. 633? Yep.
The most anticipated heat in the round of 16 is Griffin Colapinto versus Kanoa Igarashi. Both are Southern California raised surfers who are striving for their first big league win in Hawaii.
Griffin and Kanoa have battled against each other since they were little kids.
Right, Kanoa. Keep going, Bara. Thank you.
They're both super competitive, and the fact that they have a history makes it even more intriguing because they're going to take it personal.
Tracking with Kanoa Igarashi. Fades that nice turn quickly. Hits it high off the lip. He's in total control even with all the turbulence out there. His turns look so calculated.
One of the most consistent surfers we have on tour.
Griffin Colapinto getting started against Kanoa. A nice healthy wrapping cutback from last year's world number 3. As we roll in with this one, a lot of turbulence for Kanoa, but he's still able to throw down a forehand slice.
Now he's leaving the door open for Griffin with priority, 1 minute and 40 left.
Still looking for a giant score. He's found a lot of comfort in maxing out the time on the clock and still believing he can turn in big numbers.
He's a Hail Mary type of guy.
And you see him just paddling for anything to try to create a buzzer beater moment. There's Griff. Big slice with some power. Late hit on the section. He was really trying to visualize that one going his way.
Griffin was looking good on that wave, but there's no mercy on that end section.
Griffin Colapinto, last year's runner-up in the event, exits out, this time in the round of 16, by his rival named Kanoe Igarashi.
I hit the bottom when I did my boil. I got pinned down to the bottom. You guys didn't do much more. Were we missing weights? Not really.
Here with Griffin, we have a fun little rivalry going on. It was nice to kind of pick up some rhythm. It definitely shoots me into good momentum going into finals day.
Barron Mamiya and Katie Simmers are the current WSL rankings leaders. However, for the two young superstars, the high pressure of wearing the yellow jersey is just too much. And after breakout wins at Pipeline, Barron and Katie struggle here at Sunset.
Barron Mamiya, North Shore, born and bred. He's had a lot of success out here, but Sunset, like we said, unpredictable.
Is this it? Mamiya's gonna have to surf his heart out, goes to the barrel, travels through this one. No exit. Shocking affair for Barron Mamiya, eliminated after a win at Pipeline. Here we go with Katie. Oh, unfortunate.
She's just going to have to look at this heat as a learning experience.
Katie Simmers exits the Hurley Pro with a 5th place result, and she will lose her hold on the yellow jersey. Smiling about an open opportunity is Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, a young North Shore local who is growing into a serious title contender.
Sakura, this thing's a beast. Spit through Sakura Johnson comes out.
My name is Betty Lou Sakura Johnson. I'm 18 years old and I'm from the North Shore of Oahu. What motivates me competitively? I would say myself. I'm a competitive person.
Sakura is so competitive on anything.
She likes to get the claws out.
She is not afraid to get into a paddle battle. She's not afraid to rise up next to her heroes and let them know that she's there. She's 18. You don't see that every day.
Winning is what we all want, and that's definitely one of the biggest motivators to win, but getting there, the journey to getting to that win is what makes it more exciting for myself.
Betty Lou, big drive off the top, straight up into the next section.
Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, U.S. Open of Surfing champion.
It's not just her energy and competitive nature and will to win. She's a part of that whole new generation talent that's changing the game of surfing.
Betty Lou's layering off the top side.
Betty Lou Sakura Johnson takes out the Holly the challenger.
To maintain that positive mindset, it's just to surround yourself with the best people. The people that love and support you, they're the ones that are gonna take you to the top.
For Carissa Moore to step away from competition, you're going, this is for Hawaii. This is the passing of that torch moment for Carissa to move on, and Betty Lou's happy to step up for Hawaii.
Betty Lou, absolutely charging.
This is history being made.
And she salutes the hometown crowd.
Betty Lou has put up some big scores already in 2024 with breakout waves at Backdoor Pipeline and in the opening rounds here at Sunset. This fearless 18-year-old competitor has begun this year with her best start ever. Seeking her first championship tour win, can Sakura go all the way? Kelly Slater, the 11-time world champion, undoubtedly the greatest of all time. He's a lifelong competitor who always puts himself in a position to win.
This is a huge emotional victory, not just for Kelly Slater, for 40-somethings all over the world.
Unfortunately, we are seeing the exit of the GOAT, Kelly Slater.
So, tough break for Kelly.
It's no secret that Slater has struggled at Sunset Beach.
This wave has always puzzled him over his career.
I obviously don't love Sunset. I don't like the wave. I don't put the time in. I don't respect the wave and it doesn't respect me back. So unless I change, it's not gonna change.
And at 52, Kelly is more dedicated than ever to finding success in this lineup.
He's coming into Sunset Beach, I think almost kind of in a reflection type mode. Almost contemplative of everything he's done in his life. He's kind of at that part of his career, maybe the twilight of his career.
Big heat out in the water here at Sunset. Slater, long bottom turn, beautiful top turn there for the 11-time world champ. How are these slashes for a 52-year-old?
All right, here we go, Slater.
Kelly pulls into a barrel, and Kelly comes out of that one. And Kelly Slater advancing into the round of 32.
His statement to me was, look, when I get the waves, I can ride them great. It's just finding them.
We got another heat in the water at Sunset, and it's a big one.
With now 1 minute on the clock, Kelly in trouble. Priority, he's got it, but needs a 617.
Slater on the ropes.
Kelly's gonna lean on this wave to try to turn this heat. Going for his carving three, and he gets it. That is incredibly challenging, especially in these kind of waves. But is it enough?
Let's see. Carving three, maybe. They usually hate them, but maybe they like that one.
Scores coming in, chasing a 6.17.
Last score for Kelly Slater in the previous heat, a 4.93. Not enough.
Kelly Slater out in the round of 32.
It's so hard out there. Well, if I didn't fall on my first wave on the second turn, I would have had a big score there, you know.
The current WSL judging criteria is designed to encourage surfers to go all out on every turn. The judges want to see critical, unprecedented maneuvers that wow the crowd. It doesn't matter how long the ride is. It's all about performance and grit.
He goes to that full rail turn. 3 judges giving him 10s.
Kelly Slater, barrel ride equals an 8.33.
You can get excellent scores with just one major maneuver.
9.17 for Molly Picklum.
John Florence. Many people believe he orchestrates the best turns in the game.
You think about, okay, how do you get in the excellent range at Sunset? In your mind, you're thinking, okay, maybe a 3-turn combo, but then there's John.
John reminded us all how true this is with one of the most dynamic single turns of the event.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do a turn. And then I don't know, it was just spray and stuff, water, everything. And then I was like in the white water and coming out. And yeah, it felt good.
8.23 for one maneuver. Wow. What's it?
Molly Picklum might just be the best female surfer on the planet right now. And this one maneuver will define her skill level at this point in time.
What a turn, Molly Picklum, taking it to the house.
When Molly landed that 9.67 turn, this place went wild. And the words that I heard getting tossed around were ones like radical, committed, best one ever executed by a female in a women's surfing competition here at Sunset.
And I threw everything kind of at it and fell out of the sky, and I was dead or I had a really big score. So yeah, I'm really happy that I have my body in one piece after that.
Yep. It's like fun.
Women's professional surfing is currently at the highest level we have ever witnessed in the history of this sport. And it just seems to be getting better and better.
Gabby, 2-time semifinalist out here at Sunset Beach with power surfing just like that.
Definition of power surfing. You see a section and you just go into it and give it everything you got.
Look at this thing. Wow, big hack off the top right there.
We got Brisa
pushing that back foot so hard and just throwing buckets out there.
When it's a clean, fun day like today, it's just, there's nothing quite like going that fast and being able to do nice big turns on a bigger board.
Lakey Peterson in a cool looking down carve. So we go into the barrel with Betty Lou. She makes it off the bottom, and an absolute hammer of a finishing move.
That's an excellent ride for you.
Look out.
Picklum has been so strong in her performances here. Variety and commitment
Molly Picklum and Betty Lou Sakura-Johnson are pushing the boundaries of surfing in almost every heat this year.
I'm slowly starting to feel my feet and boards, and it's getting there.
It's just such a special place to be competing at home, and I really got to take advantage, so I've learned to love this wave to compete at it.
Picklum and Johnson are the standouts here at Sunset. Both have shown us 9-point rides, technical barrel riding, and some of the biggest, most radical maneuvers we've ever seen.
Banging that one way up top.
I mean, Molly, she's the reigning champ from last year, so I'm super excited to go up against her.
Surfing's newest superstars will face off against each other in the Hurley Pro Final, and one will leave Sunset Beach with the yellow leader jersey. When it gets down to finals day at a WSL Championship Tour event, every heat is stacked. The best of the best from the event go head-to-head in elimination heats for a spot in the final.
Well, look at this. We got such a matchup here between John Florence and Jordy Smith. Here we go with Jordy with a vicious hack, and that's the power that we like to see from Jordy Smith here at Sunset. Solid surfing. Jordy Smith will take the lead.
All right, let's watch John. Jordy on the inside. He's going to sneak this. Jordy.
He pulls into the barrel, treads through this barrel, fights his way out of that. Jordy, talk about knowing what you're doing. Smith.
Wow.
An 8.33 clocked in for Smith, and he has a strong lead over John Florence. This is it here. John's last chance. He's going to activate. Florence looking down the line, setting up for something big. Has to skip that section, needs something huge, throws it up, and goes down. John Florence will take an equal fifth.
It's always awesome coming up against John, you know. You really got to take it to him because he's the guy.
Jordy Smith gets the hard work done and defeats event favorite John Florence in the quarterfinals. But the South African fails to convert his run into a finals win.
Jordy Smith on the first wave of the men's semifinal.
Smith has been strong so far in this competition. Looking in command, did that wave have enough on hand? His challenge in semifinal number 1. Large wave face in front of Igarashi. Gets a slash in there right at the finish. Airdrops into it. One turn, but what a dynamic turn.
Only single turn might be the best score of the heat so far. That was impressive.
7-point ride.
He deserved that score.
Kanoa Igarashi eliminates Jordy in the semis, and the Japanese surfer is now our first event finalist.
And a ride in to his second Sunset final.
My name is Jack Robinson. I'm from Margaret River, Western Australia, and I'm 26 years old.
Jack Robinson is pro surfing's newest dad.
Yeah, my son's name is Zen, and my wife's like, we gotta call him Zen. And I'm like, Zen, okay, Zen, all right, Zen it is. I still get peed in the face though. I still cough.
How did you want to attack this heat?
I just was not even really thinking, just go and surf. Yeah, it's different now because I have a baby, so it feels like the time is not as long. I'd come to events before and I'd just sitting around twiddling your thumbs, and now I got a baby to play with. All these people say they're grateful for life, but once they have a baby, then you really know what the kind of meaning is for life. It's a whole different level of life. Everything you do, even if it's little things, I would just do things and just not even think before. Like when I would go surf before, I would just say, oh yeah, another surf. Now I'm like excited to go surf even more.
He also has 5 event wins in the last 3 years and is considered among the best young talent in the sport today.
There is nobody that knows that piece of reef better than Jack Robinson.
And he does it again. Robinson has gone back-to-back.
For Jack Robinson, I think he's always been that guy, the prodigy, win a world title. He's not a guy where he needs good waves to win. He could win in challenging heats. When someone's crawling up his back, he'll enter that space, and he has such a present moment in himself where he is there.
And I feel like just everyone kind of fires me up now. Like from Kelly to the youngest guy on tour, it'll just fire me up. Any little thing kind of gets me excited. That's after having the baby. I just live for those moments. Like when someone else is trying to battle me, like I just live for it.
Jack's 2024 world title campaign is sure to be a family affair.
Like Julia's my light. She vibrates high vibration and she gives me a lot of light, you know, for life. If I could combine the two, the family and the competing, then this could be a good combination. I need to be a world champion because it's just the ultimate feeling, and I will be one day.
And here's Blue going straight into the barrel. Jack Robinson hits it off the top. Mr. Auto Magic. Last of Blue, a 9.77.
The Jack Robinson support crew here at Sunset runs deep. Wife Julia and baby Zen lead the cheer squad while coach Matt Bemrose is the mastermind of his offensive run.
Jack Robinson, slashing turn to open up.
Jack lays down a few of the highest scoring waves in the event, and Robbo easily advances into the final to match up with longtime rival and good friend Kanoa Igarashi.
I feel like they're another level right now and just get back to it, get the job done.
The chair up is pro surfing's signature celebration, the climax of a hard-fought competition. But to earn this prestigious moment, you first have to win the main event.
It's kind of like splitting hairs out here. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Here comes Robinson laying down that rail, hangs on to it, transitions in the barrel. Oh my goodness.
The 2024 Hurley Pro Sunset Beach has lived up to the hype.
That was insane.
It's been challenging, almost impossible at times, but it's been pumping with epic conditions.
We go into the barrel with Betty Lou.
This has been a wild ride with incredible wipeouts and historic performances.
What a turn.
After 4 days of competition, we are down to the final 2 heats of the event. And we begin with the women's final.
The women's final of the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach is a battle of 2 of the best up-and-coming surfers on the female side. You have Betty Lou Johnson, who is from right here on the North Shore. This girl knows this wave as well as anybody in the field. The only one who could come close is the one she has to go against, Molly Picklum, who's the defending champ here at Sunset.
The newest, freshest rivalry we've got on tour in the final.
You couldn't play it out better than this. I mean, number 2 seed, number 3 seed, whoever wins gets that yellow jersey. This is Betty Lou's first CT final. I just feel like she's so hungry.
Overhead on the first section, nice sweeping cutty for Molly Picklum. Foam climb punch on the hollow part of the wave. And another whip on the shoulder. Betty Lou's on the one behind it. Nice reach for that wrapping cut back. Sakura now getting off the bottom, throwing some spray on that power wrap. Great answer to Molly Picklum.
I saw a lot of spray out of the back of the wave for Betty Lou, which was impressive. Molly obviously looking strong and fast and just really aggressive, so it's kind of like splitting hairs out here. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Here's Betty Lou, big late drop. And she's going to pull in the barrel, and unfortunately it's shut down.
That would have been a huge score. This is Molly Picklum, wants to separate herself from Betty Lou. Carves it under the lip to the top side of that wave for one more slice.
Betty Lou's got a minute and only needs a 4.66. This set just a little far out of reach.
Too far in for this one.
3, 2, 1.
Back-to-back seasons. Your champion of the Hurley Pro Sunset Beach is Molly Picklum.
Molly, you're now in the yellow jersey.
Yeah, baby! I'm just saying, how much you girls were setting bar for me.
No,
seriously.
that was incredible.
Thanks,
well
guys.
Done. Proud of you.
Oh. Hey, well done. She was ripping. Seriously, set the bar for us girls. Thank you. I'm so cool. The moments we're getting to share. Let's go. Crazy. to come here and share the final with Betty Lou. It's pretty incredible. We're pushing women surfing together, and we'll look back and realize how big this moment is and the push that we're doing right now. But I'm so honored and so grateful to have these girls in my life pushing me to see how good we can all get at surfing.
Molly Picklum is now ranked #1 in the world. The 21-year-old began the season with a second place at Pipeline and now has her first win of the year here at Sunset. Molly is without a doubt the front runner for the 2024 world title.
Men's final are two surfers who could not know each other better. Jack Robinson and Kanoa Igarashi. They grew up together. They've battled it out pretty much at every level.
Everyone in my generation really fires me up to compete against. I mean, these are the people that I grew up with my whole life, and people don't realize, but I would go to Australia to do a junior event. I would compete against Jack.
I've surfed a bunch of heats against Kanoa and just go and do my thing. So I'm sure it's going to be a good one with him, so I'm excited and I'm going to enjoy it.
For Kanoa Igarashi to show up in another final at Sunset is showing how well he's surfing this wave and how much he's grown. And with Jack Robinson, he's the other side of it, where he was always good out here. He was always supposed to win events like this.
Counting in the men's final in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The men's final is on.
Getting started in the final, Jack Robinson throws down that nice, clean, casual arc in the pocket, wide open for that gouge off the lip line, and looks so solid on his feet. Igarashi creates some space before that big first down carve. Going back to the lip, he throws it away. A rare fall from Kanoa Igarashi.
He needs to go big right now. It's the finals, and Jack's starting with an 817. But did he go a little too big?
Jack's already ready to back up the 817. Super smooth on the first turn, and how was that rail control? Now we see how painful that fall was for Kanoa. Jack puts him in a combination. Clean arc in the pocket for Igarashi. Another cool redirect. Section approaches and knifes it. I love how he's keeping his composure. So here comes Robinson, laying down that rail, hangs onto it, transitions in the barrel. Jack Robinson punches free. Back into the pit one more time. Oh my goodness. What a legend. 987.
Your 2024 Hurley Pro at Sunset Beach champion, Jack, Mr. Automagic Robinson.
Congratulations, young man, #2 in the world.
Yeah, far out. It was a crazy last few months at home, had a baby and everything before coming here. And I don't even know, I'm just enjoying it so much today. And I know I didn't start good at pipe, but it didn't matter. I was trying to enjoy it, you know? So I'm just grateful for this moment, man.
Welcome back, Jack. We love you. All right. Yeah! Oh, special moment. Oh my God.
Special moment, huh?
As the Robinson family celebrates Jack's 6th career CT win, Robbo moves into the #2 spot on the rankings, and John Florence will fly out of Hawaii feeling comfortable in the yellow leader's jersey.
Yeah.
On the next episode of Inside Pro Surfing, we journey to the cold North Atlantic and stop off at Europe's most challenging beach break. Dredging barrels and high-flying aerials will be the narrative at the Mayo Rip Curl Pro Portugal.